Nights. It's Geek Speak TV. We're coming to you live from LA Comic-Con, sitting here with Mr. Bill Ratner.
Bill Ratner from G.I. Joe is here with us today.
Namaste.
That was a more appropriate introduction from Mr. Bill Ratner from G.I. Joe. And every
that's yoga
trailer.
for Yo Joe.
Bill Ratner is the reason that I didn't grow up and become an arsonist.
That's right. So proud of
My
that.
parents were not home between 3:30 and 6 p.m. to teach me anything. When they got home, it wasn't time for anything but dinner.
And
Thanks to G.I. Joe, though, I learned all the lessons that I needed not to grow up and be a complete sociopath.
That's wrong, Patrick. It's not good to throw people under the bus. If you see a bus run over a person, pull them out from under it. And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
You know, it's
That's
important that we learn morality from electronics rather than our parents, because our parents will be dead at some point. But you've always got electronics, yeah. The only problem with the electronics is that sometimes shit breaks, but yeah, no. You're a
That's how horror movies start. Your electronic teacher breaks down, the lessons get degraded into terrible versions of what they should have been.
We lose all sense of justice and who we were.
That's a good plot. We should write that. Bill can do the voiceover for it. Let's talk about that too, because in addition to being the voice of action-packed, fictional, animated characters,
And teaching moral lessons.
yes.
Bill also is one of the most prolific voiceover trailer actor artists. What's that technically called?
My name is in some of the better trailers around town, but being that they're making trailers illegal and you have to go outside in the suburbs.
What is your official title though? Voiceover actor?
Well, you know, it's funny. A lot of guys who are really pretentious call us voice actors. I call myself, depending on the crowd, either a voice guy or a voiceover guy or a voice-over or an announcer.
Voiceover guy is very old school though. That was basically what the editor used to call voiceover guy.
Yeah,
we need a voiceover guy.
Right, I'll get the announcer in here. But yeah, that's...
In the distinction between, though, like playing Flint or a character like that, and then doing the narrative, is there a difference in the title of the job?
I've always wanted to be the guy who, in fact, I auditioned for some movie, who in the beginning of a Disney movie says, "Once upon a time, little children were frolicking next to a spaceship, and suddenly they were gone, except for little Sally, who woke up next to her mother, who was a donkey." I want to be that guy, who starts out the movie.
So was your voice always this awesome as a kid? Like were you like 8 years old, like Mama, I want some Cheerios?
No, I had a friend named John Bean whose voice was like that. We all hated him because in 6th grade he'd say, "Miss Dewey, I can't sing that part. I'm no longer a soprano." We'd all say, "Shut up, John." So, my voice changed about the same time as everybody else's did. I think I ran around like between 13 and 16. But
it changed to this.
It changed.
So
to
you
this,
sounded like this at 16, though.
No, my heroes were the guys on TV.
Okay.
Who not the radio DJs, but the guys on TV who would say things like, "This commercial message will be 60 seconds long."
Oh, yeah, I
go,
love that.
"Oh, 60 seconds. Wow." And Ronald Reagan worked for WHO TV in Des Moines, and he was a sports guy. And I watched him. I had no idea who he was. And then I kept imitating the announcer guy, who I thought I had a cooler job than Ronald Reagan. "Brought to you by Cadillac. Brought to you by Mercedes." That kind of thing. That's me.
So you were that kid walking around just doing commercials?
Yeah, I was that kid, yeah.
Not singing songs, but doing commercials.
Right, if people tried to pick him, and I never got bullied because I'd say, "We'll be right back with more bullshit from this guy."
And you also do storytelling, like stage storytelling and plays and things that you write and direct and act in all by yourself. Right?
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I was the technical director on one of them, and it was an amazing. That's where we met.
And it was really good. My favorite moment was I used to have a Hyundai campaign. Jeff Bridges did the nationals, and I did the tags. Hyundai is the Long Beach Hyundai, and Hyundai. And it was like cha-ching, cha-ching. It was just great. Both of us were fired. But for those 7 years, I was able to put my children through college. And I was on the phone. I did it on my studio at home. And some guy had come to this weird-ass little show. It was like in near Long Beach somewhere in some club with some tawdry subject, and I was on the phone with him and the ad agency doing a Hyundai spot, and he goes, "Wait a minute, I was at that show in that weird messed up coffee shop last night. You were doing storytelling." And I went, "Yes," because in the ad agency business, they used to say, "We want announcers." No, we don't want announcers. We want actors. No, we don't want actors. We want real people. And for the last 10 years, it's we want storytellers.
Oh, nice.
We're storytellers on the Oscars. We're all storytellers here. So that's the big buzzword. So when he said, "You're a storyteller," I went, "That's right, Bob. Absolutely."
Yes.
And I'll tell your story for union scale.
That's
So,
great.
yeah, no, I mean, Patrick shows, you've done shows at IO West for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And it's now cool to do one-man shows, and so, yeah, I've done
And
it.
also now the editor of the magazine.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
I was impressed. My dad was an
Yeah,
editor of a
yeah.
magazine, and it never advertises things as cool as that. It was like cereal and cake mix and stuff, but wow.
So now we're talking about that, but yeah, I'm working for
Edibles
Edibles.
magazine right there. Check that out. That's amazing.
Is
Here.
it edibles.com?
The Edibles
Hold it up
List.
for this camera.
The
Edibleslist.com
Edibleslist.com.
or ediblesmagazine.com.
That's right. I visit ediblesmagazine.com.
Ed Rosenthal's on the cover.
Go now. Click now. Well, not now.
Ed
Oh,
Rosenthal.
And next month,
Uh-huh.
Eric Roberts is on the cover,
Wow.
and he'll be here tomorrow.
Goodness gracious, sitting right here in this seat.
Sitting here in this very,
good.
in this very spot.
Eric Roberts is a great actor. What a
Yeah.
guy.
He
That's a
is.
big supporter.
good-
Now, why is he going to be here?
Well, his stepson and he are on the cover of Edibles List in November. Edibles List is one of the sponsors of this booth. His stepson Keaton also hosts a show called The Ganja Zone on Z420 TV. So we're going to do like a 30-minute Ganja Zone from this space and then just interview them. Eric Roberts was also in The Dark Knight, so it makes sense to have him at a comic book convention talking about anything.
Excellent. Cool.
Usually I only get to talk to him about weed, so it'll be nice to have him here where I can professionally ask him questions about being in Batman and doing Justice League voices.
So we're on Geek Speak TV, right?
Geek Speak TV.
And who started Geek Speak TV?
I did about 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and at this very convention. This was my first convention that I was allowed in as press. And
You had a camera and you had interview people?
had a camera, and it started off just with that. And oddly enough, no joke, Chandra, who was on our panel earlier, was one of my first people I've ever interviewed out on the street at a convention in San Diego.
Cool, man.
I ran into her and I had a camera and I was just doing an interview. And it started off here, I was giving out t-shirts and just trying to talk to people about their cosplay, and someday hoping to be able to do this very exact thing, which is interview people and hang out with cool, amazing stars. And
You're my only hope, Patrick.
you kidding me? I mean, this is a childhood dream for me to be able to sit next to Flint, who really did teach me not to burn down my house. I mean, I used to love fire. And there was that pyro episode. So, yeah, and just be able to come out here and talk to geeks and just share the love of what it is to be a geek is all it is for me. You know, this is the pinnacle as far as I'm concerned, as far as Geek Speak TV is concerned.
I had a book out 2 years ago. I called all the TV stations I work for, and I said, "I'm your voice guy. Give me 5 minutes of your morning show," and that was fun. But it's down to Geek Speak TV for you. This is it. I got to come up with another book.
Oh yeah,
I'll put a chapter about the nightmares I had being on your show with all these monster improv people.
That was a real. Bill came in Comic Book Live. We do unscripted stage adaptations of comic books. G.I. Joe was a comic book, so we did that. And Bill, we've never had an actor who played the character before. That was an amazing experience. It was surreal for me.
Traumatic moment was when you had some big actor, guy with a big belly. And he came up to me and sort of bumped into, did a chest bump, and I said, "Would you like to dance?" And we were on stage in front of 75 people, and he said, "Why is it that you would like to dance with me?" And I thought, wait a minute, I got to stay in character as Flint. So I hit him. No. But really, it was like walking a tightrope on edibles with a blindfold thinking that someone was pointing a loaded weapon at me. Other than that, it was the most fun thing I've ever done in my life.
Improv, huh?
Thanks, Patrick. I've been meaning to thank you for
Oh,
that.
you're so welcome. It was a real honor to have you there. Because to have the man that played Flint play Flint at Iowa West, I mean,
Awesome.
it's, you know.
You can't make that stuff up.
I know, we did Comic Book Live earlier today. It was at 10 a.m.
Oh, you did?
That's early.
Yeah.
What did you do?
We did like a DC Comics tribute. I played the Riddler.
Here,
Yeah.
in the hallway.
At 10 in the morning down in room 152A, which they're calling Hall now.
Just so you guys
Did
know.
they scream and yell and beg for autographs?
A little kid wanted to shake my hand when the show was over. You know,
This guy bloody good.
I like that.
Well, thank you both so much for coming out.
Yeah, I'm always trying to come
chatting
up with
us.
more projects that we can do together.
We got you.
I'm willing to read for your plays.
Oh, that would be so
I did
great.
that for the Writers Guild for 5 years for plays, and I would say things like cut to, close up of glove, dissolve to, real estate sign in upper right portion of screen. I'm very good at that. You know. Thank you guys, Patrick.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for
If you guys want to follow Bill, it's right there at Bill Ratner. Website is also there, and hire him to read your books to you.
This is the best lit booth in all of LA Comic Con.
Thank you.
Stan Lee, listen, no, I'm talking about these guys. I'm serious.
In a minute, Stan. Thank you so much, you guys. You have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon.